I'm going to go over a couple of tickers starting with ARM. We ended the day at $157.07, up a whopping 16.38%. This is where we ended. To the north side takes us to 2 standard deviations, and that is roughly 168.73. This is a potential take profit area. If we are lucky enough to get to 3 standard deviations on Thursday, that would take us to 175.26. This is a line that I marked out, which was a previous price target. And above that, which I do not think we will get to on Thursday, but perhaps down the road, 181.66. To the south side takes us back to the middle of the trend and the baseline, and that is roughly 156.09. We can just grind sideways or continue to follow this path upward. Below that takes us to a gap that begins at 148.08, negative 2 standard deviations, and another level of support and a potential buy-in area, 143.30, as well as a potential stop loss area. And negative 3 standard deviations takes us to roughly 136.63. This gap closes at 135.05. And at negative 4 standard deviations and another potential buy-in area, another potential stop loss area, 130.40. You can see we were grinding sideways before this leg up. This is resistance, lined up with this area, fell down, and now we are at support. The 1-year price target is now 162.39, which represents a 3.39% return. Looking left, you can see we have other gaps to watch out for. We have a gap down here, 115.90, 121.87 as well. The next one I want to go over is Nvda. Trader Marat just mentioned something to me about this a couple of days ago, and he says that the forward PE is roughly around 21, and it is extremely undervalued, and he sees it going back to roughly 29, but Nvidia's forward PE has been in the past in the 30s and 40s, so definitely a big discount, compared to those numbers. And he sees the target at around $350 to $400 by the end of 2026. He is invested in this company as well as Palantir, and I will go over Palantir later. But right now, let's go over Nvda. We ended the day at 178.68 to the north side. 181.43. I should just stop right there. But if we get lucky and wick to this area and go up on Thursday, 183.03, but down the road, I don't know if we're going to do that on Thursday, but you know, the potential is there. 184.49. I always think that a wick is going to get us to the higher numbers, higher levels, because I like to sell out when I'm just getting in and out of trades. And then for buying, I always pray for a wick to get me that entry point that I want. All right. If we grind sideways, 178.51 to the south side, this gap begins at roughly 176.84. This one begins at 175.86. This closes at 175.33, negative 2 standard deviations, another level of support, another stop loss area, another buy-in area, 173.96. This closes out at 172.99 and 172.48. Obviously, this would be good if you were buying in the 180s. It was grindy in the 180s for so long, and then we popped up. Now we're back down again. So this is an opportunity to dollar cost average if you bought in higher. And we've all done that. This gap closed on Friday the 20th. So congrats if you went short and it filled. Delete. Where am I? Delete. and delete. Oh, and what is, oh, that's done. It's been a long time since I looked at this, so I appreciate Trader Murat talking about this because there are so many things that I like to track. And oops, I don't get back to the, why is this not, hold on a second. Oops. Command Z, there we go. Oh, you have to grab it. Okay, I need to extend this. There we go. So we have a gap that will take us to 198. Not in the channel, not in the zone, not even close, but down the road. I've been tracking this one for years, but it's been a beat since I've looked at it. And watch out for the landmines to the south side, because there is always a south side with potential upside as well. Now, the next one I want to go over very quickly is KTOS. I just noticed that Trader Murat messaged me. I have been so extremely busy. I've had company, I've had car problems. I just had to go buy a car, and I got myself a Tesla finally. So it's been fun driving it. It's very zippy. And 79.98. My sister has the Y, my brother has the X, and they all love it. And by the way, if you know someone that has a Tesla and you want to get a Tesla, have them refer you, because you can get credits for a test drive as well as a regular incentive that they are always changing out. Let's turn this to the appropriate color. All right, KTOS. It's been a while since I did this one as well. Now, Murat says this is a great opportunity for under 80 bucks. Just closed a gap on the daily chart. So we have a gap right here I can see as well to the upside. That will take us to 83.65. Now we are here. 80.54 is 2 standard deviations. Above that, 82.63, and since this is very close, I think we could wick up there. 84.73 on Thursday. But definitely up to this level. This one, we'll see. But for your pullback, right here, roughly, oops, 76.34. If we grind sideways, we could bounce off of that. 72.21, 70.05, and 67.95. And we've got a gap here to the north side, 92.76. Let's take a look at this on the daily. Okay, we've been all over the place with this. This was your selling opportunity up here on the daily. Coincide with resistance up here. That's all I use this for, is support and resistance. That is overbought. Now we're down here. This is way better entry price than up here, obviously. So could we go down? Yeah, and we did. So that was 78.68, and then we're even lower than that. So to the south side, -3 standard deviations on the daily takes us to 71.11, and below that, 59.08. Wow. This gap closed to the upside at 86.91. So that's done. And what else? On the daily, I don't really mark out my gaps on the daily. I do it on the 5, and then it gets wonky. So this one on the 5 looks wonky because I flipped it over to the daily. So it's good to be consistent when you mark out your gaps. That's done. Okay. So, you know, things just crumble. The economy with the war, I mean, just, it's crazy still. People are skittish about getting in, and you just don't know what news event is going to tank your favorite stock. And then that's when you have to realize or think what your next plan is. What's the plan B dollar cost average, or just go and find a brand new opportunity. There are so many opportunities. Ooh, I have a gap down here taking us to 46.65. Will we get that low? I don't know. Okay, but to the north side, back at the middle of the trend on the daily, would take us to 104.71. What is the 1-year price target? We are looking at 118. So what did I say? 104. So 118 takes us right about here. So a 48% return from where we are, and that's pretty amazing at this price. And I think I'm going to end it here because I still need to go over Oracle that Trader Murat talked about a while ago, and I still have not gone back to take a look at that. And I need to do Palantir because he mentioned that as well, and SPX and Nvda on the daily charts. We're close to the support lines. That was 2 days ago. Oh, I need to do a bunch of videos, but I'm going to end it here before it gets too long. And hopefully I'll make one maybe on Friday again and get caught up. All right, have a great trading day, and thank you to Murat for pointing out these tickers.